You're on.
Good morning, it's the 5th of April, about 10 o'clock in the morning. We've just left Port Ellen, left the marina where we spent a couple of nights. We were joined yesterday by 2 more boats. Other than that, we've had the marina to ourselves for the last couple of days. We're just outside the entrance. We've got the mainsail up now and we're going to get the headsail up very shortly. If you've never visited Port Ellen, please do so. It's a lovely marina, lovely island, really friendly, great facilities. Make sure you come and visit. Really nice. We'd definitely come back.
So just put along here. We've just come out of Port Ellen and we're heading down the bottom here. Trying to miss those races a little bit, and then we're going to make our turn up to Gigha.
We came out of the harbour, we had super wind, then we had no wind, and we put the engine on for 5-10 minutes, and now we have super wind again. We've got 12 knots at about 110, 6 knots of speed, and I'm being overtaken by the ferry. That's the Calmac ferry. It's called Finlagan.
We're heading across this way to Gigha. We're going to go around the south end of the islands and up to the anchorage at Gigha tonight. When you look down here, that's the Mull of Kintyre down the end there. Looking a bit further round, way in the background there is Ireland and the ever-present Calmac ferries. We've come around the end of this little island. There are supposed to be races here, obviously when the tide's running, but nothing today. Another island there. I think that one's Texa, the big one. Correct me if I'm wrong. And just poking out the end of it, you can see again the Creag distillery. And then a little bit further round, which you can't see at the moment, is where we went yesterday to the castle at Dunabay. As you can see, we've got 10 knots of wind on the beam. We've got flat seas and we are right on course where we want to go. Another perfect day sailing in Scotland.
Looking a little bit moody now, looking down towards Ireland and Rathlin Island. How are we doing?
Fantastic, we're right on our course, we've got lovely wind, 9 knots, 9 knots now, so it's dropped down a bit but we're still making our course, lovely day, what's not to like?
Making good progress across the Sound of Jura. That's Carrow Island in the south of Gigha. Lovely bit of wind, lovely direction, super stuff. And if you can see it on the horizon there's this line. Not sure if that's lack of wind or current. I expect we'll soon find out in about a mile.
This is how much wind we currently have. We've made our turn, we're heading up the channel. And the wind has just really died off in here, but we're still making about 3 knots, so it's only about 4 miles away.
3.5 knots.
3.5 knots, there you go. So maybe an hour and we'll be there.
Whizzing at 3.5 to 3.7 knots. But it's nice because we can see all the scenery around and see Carrow Island. And by the sounds of things, there are lots of birds on there. You can just see it breaking over there. That's the Gigha rocks. And there's Not a great deal of wind, as you can see. We've got 5 knots. Not in any hurry though.
We are now making our approach to Gigha. I'm going to head up there, around the cardinal mark and in. And it doesn't look like there's anybody there. We've got a little tiny bit of wind to get us in. 5 knots. It's not very much. We might be putting the engine on soon, but not too soon. And there's Ardminish Bay, which is where we're heading in a minute. Well, now it's where we're heading now. We've arrived in Ardminish Bay and picked up a visitor's mooring. And we're the only people here on the visitors' moorings. The pontoon's just over there. It's handy to get ashore from here. The visitors' moorings, these blue ones here, says on there 15 tons maximum, and for us it's £15 a night. They have pickup buoys, but no top gear, so you have to fiddle it down through the shackle best you can. Bit awkward, but can be done. The bay itself appears to be really sheltered. Tomorrow we're expecting westerly northwesterly up to about 26 knots, so we'll have a look and see what it's like then, which is northwesterly, probably just from behind me ish, that way.
Well, we're on the pontoon in Gigha. Good morning. New dinghy worked well. Super stuff.
Got a bit splashed.
Got a little bit splashed, yeah. Taking the trousers off already. Got a bit splashed sitting in the front because well, John was rowing into the pontoon, and into the wind, and we're just gonna tie the dinghy up and go ashore for a little walk.
Just rowed into the pontoon, as Alison said. Nova's just sitting out there. Only boat here. And the ferry's just going out. Just come ashore. This is the information board at the head of the pontoon. Everything you need to know about being here, who to pay, what to do, where to go, rubbish, recycling, all of those funky things. This, I guess, is the payment box here.
Yep, the honesty box.
Honesty box. Inside the honesty box are the envelopes and the pens for you to make your payment.
And you put
Pop
your
in the
money
top
up in
there.
there.
Yeah. And for those of you who feel like you need a beer when you get here, there's the boathouse, pub and restaurant, right there. Ardminish stores just at the top of the hill. They appear to have a community library. And there is this. And then right next door to the shop, there's a petrol station, and there are gas bottles available. Our plan is to walk along this road and then eventually go up to the hill up there to the trig point. It appears to be the highest point on the island. Well, it might not be that one, it might be that one over there. We'll see.
Not sure.
We turned off the main road and we're walking down this sort of dirt track, trying to find our way to the trig point, which we think is up there, but there's nowhere particularly obvious to go through. But we'll keep searching, see what we can find. The sun's come out. Look at this.
Blue sky, yee!
We just had a little shower of rain, but wasn't much, was it?
Nope, not much at all. And so warm, had to take the hats off and be putting the sunglasses back on again now, because we've got too many layers on, I think.
Well, turns out that it was easier to find the way up there than we thought, because here's the sign for Creag Bhan, and behind it you've got the islands of Islay and Gigha. Some big cows, and there's the path up. So let's go. Nearly up at the top. There's Islay in the distance, and there's Gigha over there. Still making our way to the top, just heading through this gorgeous gorse.
Lovely and coconutty smelling in the sun.
Does tend to poke you a little bit on the way through, doesn't it, Bo? We made it to the trig point, and here is our view. Islay, and then Gigha here, looking north up the sound of Gigha. This is the island of Gigha, and then the background over there, got the Kintyre Peninsula. All the way down, all the way down. Down at the end there is the Mull of Kintyre. And way off in the distance, you can't really see it, is Ireland. Fantastic. There's a little plaque at the top here, tell you where different things are, how far away they are. We came from Port Ellen on Islay, which is 30 kilometres. Paps of Gigha, which everybody will have heard of, are over there, 26 kilometres away. What's my zoom like? There you go. Walked up to the top of Creag Bhan, up to the trig point, and we found ourselves a lovely little spot out of the wind in the sun. Trig point's just over there. We found ourselves an absolutely lovely spot here. Coffee and chocolate, and we're just going to have a little bit of a picnic, and I'll show you where Nova is. There is Nova in the bay, way down there. Still the only boat there. Thought we might have had some more people today, but
Not yet.
not yet. In the meantime, we're going to sit and have our picnic and enjoy this spectacular scenery. Oh, we've made it to the end of our walk, really.
Yeah.
We're back down at Ardminish Bay. Nova's just over behind us, sitting out there. That's it, that's the day. It's been
super,
yeah,
super
it's been a
warm.
really amazing day. We've seen loads.
Lots and lots of wildflowers and geese, different types of geese. Got to identify those a bit later. And we're just walking back to the boat, and it looks like we're still all alone on the moorings.
As you can see, the wind's blowing around 18, 19 knots, and this is how sheltered the bay is in northwesterly at that speed. As you can see, it's pretty much completely flat, even in these winds.